Gina Loudon says Republicans would be wise to get off their duffs and off to the races doing just this sort of thing. But, Gina, they're not doing it. John Boehner's not advocating it. Mitch McConnell isn't advocating it. Kind of more of the same. What do you think?
Absolutely more of the same. And this is the problem with Boehner and why there's this huge cry for him to move along, because Republicans,
He's
when
not going anywhere, by the way.
to
This isn't going anywhere. This little revolt, but anyway.
When Republican voters, Neil, went to the polls, they voted, 80% of Republicans who responded to a poll said that they voted to defund Obamacare. Boehner gets a chance to do something about it, and what does he do? He passes the Cromnibus.
But do you really think that he's going to be toppled as Speaker? I don't.
I think that we can't just sit back like we do every time, Neil, and say, oh, well,
so you think there's a chance? You think
so we shouldn't even try. I think you give it a shot.
Okay, all right. Well, the party bubbly is clearly not off in your case, but I love you dearly. Well, what happens now, though? Where are Republicans going, and what do they have to do to stand out and start taking a cue, oddly enough, from the French?
Well, I mean, just, it's more than drinking more wine and eating more baguettes. It really is.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but go ahead.
Or French pastries, I have to add, because I know you and I could agree on that, too. But Neil, this really is very serious. When the French are smarter about their economics than we are, we really do have a problem. And if nothing else convinces us of that, the French doing it right should. And Illinois, of all places, like you mentioned in the intro. But, Neil, we need to think about things like the Keystone Pipeline. We need to think about things like true reduction of debt. We had a chance. Republicans had a chance. And instead, Boehner agrees and supports the omnibus. At the same time, this is the same guy who voted against measures to rein in the IRS, the NRA, to audit the Fed. The list goes on. Republicans have to start acting like Republicans. Maybe they start by reading the bills, as Louis Gohmert, who's running for Speaker, has said they should do.
You're right.
Maybe
there
they
are
start by
noise.
reading the planks in the Republican platform that the grassroots put there that says, hey, if you're a Republican, this is what you should believe. It appears that the leadership, the elite in D.C. anyway, have absolutely no affinity for that.
Well, I think you're right on that. I think that we can do a lot worse than to cut taxes. That's my opinion, clearly your opinion. We'll see what happens. Gina, Happy New Year. Always a pleasure.
Happy New Year to you too, Neil. And you know what? They should remember that when you do cut taxes, it actually usually means the government gets more money, not less. That's another lie from the left.
I agree with you there, wine and baguettes notwithstanding.